So as you may have seen, I posted a couple videos squatting relatively heavy loads, heavier loads than I've ever attempted to squat in my life. And, being able to use these heavy loads for a lot of people seems impressive, but, I'm kind of doing it for the sake of, I've always had a really strong squat for one reason or another, whether it's the dimensions of my body or the muscle fiber type, my lower half, muscle fiber density, whatever, neuromuscular efficiency, whatever. I've always been able to squat a ton of weight. Keep in mind, I only train legs once a week, and the workout is usually a leg press or a squat, which normally I'm only doing about 275 to 315 for the working set, one set to failure. Followed by a leg curl, one set to failure, followed by a knee extension or leg extension, one set to failure, and then finally a heel raise. So my leg workout is generally 4 exercises, one set to failure of each, which will last about 15 minutes, and I only do this once a week. So my point of doing the videos is putting this much weight on the bars to show that strength does transfer. Obviously, the more you practice a particular Olympic lift, like the squat, the bench, or the deadlift, the more load you're going to be able to move. So currently, I'm practicing squatting with heavy loads. The first couple of attempts, I didn't quite go down low enough, and I know a lot of people are going to comment and make excuses for why I was able to do that much weight because it didn't quite go low enough. I was at about parallel, but with more practice, using that type of heavy load, I'm going to slowly work my way up to going lower over time. Because if your body hasn't quite developed the muscle recruitment pattern or the skill with squatting that much load, doing an attempt to go way ass to grass right away, you're gonna hurt something. So the reason I have not gone particularly low is because I'm allowing enough time for an adaptation to take place and enough practice going that low with that much weight. So people can comment all they want and say I didn't go low enough, but most of you guys aren't even gonna be able to get that weight off the rack. So let's be honest. But it was about parallel. Also, I did have a wedge under my feet for a little more ankle extension, because I don't really have very flexible ankles. So that brings the question, after all that backstory, like, what is better? What is better, a squat or a leg press for leg strength? Well, let me tell you this. So I'll train legs about 4 times a month, once a week. I alternate between the squat and the leg press. I think both are equally effective. One is not more effective than the other in terms of developing strength or improving a muscle's ability to produce muscle torque in the lower torso. One is not more effective than the other in terms of doing this. The squat is better for improving your ability to move large amounts of weight in the squat, and if you only stuck to a leg press, your ability to move large amounts of weight in a squat is going to suffer because of the lack of skill transfer. But in terms of improving overall strength, they're the same. I like the squat because I'm good at it. Just like a lot of people like to go bench press because they have certain physical attributes that allow them to bench press well. So, burly chest, short arms. Good bench pressers are usually short. I'm not short, so I'm not really a big bench presser. Same goes for squat. So I incorporate squat because I like it. I don't do it because it's any more effective than the leg press. I just enjoy the squat. For most people, though, most people are about as coordinated as a 4-year-old. So probably a better idea to stick with the leg press. So that way you take a lot of the skill component out of the equation. You can focus on just generating deep levels of muscle fatigue in the targeted muscle area, which is going to be your hips and thighs, lower torso. So I recommend for most people, unless you were an athlete and you're no stranger to weightlifting, I recommend most people do the leg press. You're not going to suffer in terms of gains in muscular strength and size by not doing the squat and only doing the leg press. What you're going to gain from this is a huge reduction in chance of injury. Okay, a lot of people squat like trash, just terrible. And this comes down to just really bad lack of coordination, lack of practice, lack of coaching. So you're better off sticking to a leg press. You don't end up screwing your back up or your knees up in the process. So in a nutshell, neither is better than the other, but a lot of people say some stupid crap like, well, you need to squat for strength, because their way of measuring strength, erroneously, is by seeing how much weight you can move on the squat. Keep in mind, the squat is a good demonstration of strength, but a poor measure of strength. So you can't use things like squat, bench, and deadlift as a measure of strength because they involve a lot of skill. They can be a great demonstration of strength, which is why they're used in sports, but a poor measure of strength. Never attribute your ability to move load on a particular Olympic lift as a measure of strength. Anyone who does that is a idiot. All right, just a lot of stupid gym bros out there. So that's the whole story behind the squat. Squat or leg press, same damn thing. I recommend most of you, because my audience is about 25 to 45, generally people who aren't, gym goers or gym rats, probably a better idea to use the leg press. If you'd like to incorporate the squat, I can do some videos on how to properly squat, but keep in mind, it's gonna take several weeks of practice with light load until you start throwing weight on the bar and trying to make cool Instagram videos. So that's that. If you have any other questions about any other exercises, go ahead, shoot it in the comments below. I'm gonna continue to work on my range of motion with the squat, and I think I could probably do about 550 to 560 pounds as my max, so I'm putting it up there. And it just goes to prove that you don't need to train all that much to get strong, because I only train legs once a week, and I can squat a hell of a lot of weight with the right practice. So go ahead, follow me on Instagram, J__Vincent. Subscribe to the Patreon. I'm gonna put a ad at the end of the video with the link, patreon.com/JVincent. Like and subscribe to the channel if you want the no BS, science-based approach to exercise.